Hello and welcome to the ProTipster Football Show, and boy do we have a good one for you today. I'm sorry, but that's not a rhetorical question, it's a proper question because it's International Football Week. Can Greece beat Croatia? Can Northern Ireland keep yet another clean sheet? Will Italy bore Sweden to death? And can the boys in green get a better result than I ever could in Copenhagen? Will they actually score? Joining me tonight are ProTipster Martin and ProTipster Dan, who will take you on a journey. Oh no. I was going so well.
What journey are we going on, Paddy?
Joining me are ProTipster Martin and ProTipster Dan, who will take you on a journey through the seemingly tranquil seas of international football to find some great bets and value. We'll also chat about the Premier League too, because we'll probably need some time to fill at the end. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Yeah, very well, actually. Very well.
Very good.
I want to hear about Copenhagen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when I'm in the office again. In case anyone, in case the wife's listening. Lads, let's get straight into this then, because I don't know about you, but I actually like international football, and I think it's because I'm Irish, and it's even though I support an English club, I don't quite feel as it doesn't really bother me when Liverpool lose. When Ireland lose, I'm pretty distraught, which is quite often. You know, I'm depressed a lot of the time, actually.
I don't know what it is, but for me, I don't know if that Dan's in the same boat, but being English, international football just doesn't appeal to me at all.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm the same. I've got slightly split loyalties. Part of me is I'm a very small part Welsh. You know, so one sheep every month or so. And I've also got American connections, so I normally look out for their results. But to be honest with you, I can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll back England and watch them in tournaments. Don't get me wrong, and qualifiers. Obviously, wanting to top the group, but friendlies just bore me, to be honest.
Oh yeah, no, friendlies are a complete and utter waste of time. So with that note, maybe we'll then start with the English friendly, because we'll just get it over. It's kind of like when I was young and I was given food to eat, I would always eat the worst thing first, just to get it out of the way, you know. So England are playing Germany. Myself and Daniel had a chat about this. I made a video the other day, and cool. Daniel, you were surprised by the odds or a couple of things. Germany are 2.37 to win, and both teams to score were 1.77. So why were you surprised at those odds?
Okay, so England have beaten Germany once in England since 1966. That was in 1975 in a friendly. We've not beaten them in England since then. That's why I'm surprised. You look at the team, I mean, we've had so many withdrawals. I'm half expecting Gareth Southgate to give me a call and tell me I'm called up. It's just, I mean, I don't want to offend Burnley fans listening, but when you hear Jack Cork's just been called up, you know that England is scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
And I looked through the German squad today, and it's not. I don't think it's their first team squad, but they've got exciting young players up front like Timo Werner. You've still got like Ilkay Gundogan, Mario Götze, Toni Kroos called up in midfield, and they're going to crucify us. They're going to absolutely marmalise us. But maybe I'm underestimating the tactical nous of Gareth Southgate. I don't know.
It's one of those. It's it's a game against two teams. It's two teams that big rivalry over the years, and I don't know. It's just you're meant to get excited with an England-Germany game, and I have done in the past. But this one is just same as you, Dan. This one for me is Germany can put out their strongest 11 on. They could put out their under-21s. I think they'd still give us a decent game and probably beat us. I just can't see where the win's coming from an England perspective, because you've got the likes of I appreciate Gareth Southgate's giving the run out. Called up Abraham, Joe Gomez and Loftus-Cheek, and hopefully they'll get their debuts. But I can't see us doing anything against Germany, to be honest.
It's like I think was it you who posted a meme on Twitter, when Jordan Henderson drops out and you call it Jake Livermore instead.
Yeah, it's I don't know what Mark Noble's got to do to get in the side, to be honest. But no,
he nearly joined us at one stage.
Well,
we were suggestive moves at Mark Noble, weren't we? But I don't think he had any interest in putting on a green jersey.
Yeah.
I don't blame him, to be honest. His connections are fairly loose. The rivalry thing I always think is very funny in football because, like, if you compare it, say, to rugby, rugby is where everyone wants to beat England.
Yeah.
But with football, it's like Ireland, we see our biggest rival as England, whereas England kind of just laugh at us and say, well, actually, no, there's so many English players in your team, you're basically our B team. And England's biggest rival is Germany, but Germany's biggest rival is France. France's biggest rival is Holland, and Holland's biggest rival is Belgium. Belgium's then is France, and Spain would be France. Portugal's would be. It's all over the shop. I don't know if there's any two teams that are direct rivals who are beside each other.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I kind of obviously like the history's there of England, Germany, but you know, my generation, I don't hate Germany as a football team. I think I'd probably like to see an England-Scotland game over an England-Germany game, to be honest.
Yeah, we've got a chance of winning that one.
Yeah, that's true.
So look, lads, do you think there's anything worth betting here at all, or just avoid it, or what?
I think it depends. It depends what odds you can get on Germany at the moment. You know, it might be worth waiting for the lineups because you never know.
So. Yeah.
Joachim Low might decide just to like have a giggle and like switch it up completely.
Fair enough.
I'd be all over Germany personally. I know it's probably wrong to say, but I can't see them scoring, let alone winning. I'm just looking now. Germany are 2.09. Actually, you know what? That's decent odds. I'll take that right now. 2.09 on Germany. There you go. There's my tip for the day.
Well, it's gone down, and since we did the video, they were 2.37.
Oh wow!
So it's slow on that then.
Then again, it was 2 days ago. Right, so we'll move on then to the playoffs for the World Cup. So Croatia have taken on Greece, and Northern Ireland are taking Switzerland. The Croatia game, lads, did you notice anything that's sticking out at all?
I think Croatia are a bit too short, to be honest, for a game of this magnitude. I know, you know, Greece aren't the best team in the world at the moment, but they're a solid team. Yeah, they haven't got any individuals for me that stick out like Croatia have. Croatia have the better individuals, but Greece are pretty good as a team, you know. And I think, you know, I was just looking at the Asian handicap odds, and Greece plus 1.5 on the Asian handicap at 1.59. I can't see, in a game like this, I can't see Greece losing by more than 2 goals.
So I got that exact bet at 1.71 a couple of days ago.
Oh wow, I've got 1 point. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it's come down a lot since then, but Croatia are missing, obviously. I think they're missing the supply of Dario Cerny. You know, he retired last year, and I just don't think they're a good team, but I think they're missing his supply up front. Mandzukic, he's a doubt with a hamstring injury, I've read. So,
yeah, when I was looking at stats as well, I saw that Mandzukic, he'd only scored once at home this season anyway, so maybe they might even be better off without him.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's got a bit of a problem there because I think Juve are playing him out wide at the minute, so he's not being utilised very, very well for his club.
Yeah. I saw some good ones on Greece, though. Greece were unbeaten away all campaign. Actually, they only lost once all campaign, and that was at home to Belgium, so you can't really be too harsh on them. You know, they only conceded 3 away from home all season, and although one was embarrassingly to Gibraltar, but yeah, I mean
they're missing Manolas though, which is a big blow for them at the back, and he's been banned basically for. He got banned by FIFA a few days ago for he got a yellow card for time wasting, and FIFA have banned him for this game for getting an intentional yellow card.
So he'd be back for the second leg.
Yeah, he'll be back for the second leg. Yeah, he's back for the second leg, but he got the yellow card in the last game so that he wouldn't miss this game. But obviously FIFA have seen that and thought it was deliberate, so giving him the ban anyway.
Croatia are pretty good at home, though. They've only lost 1 in the last 7, and they've kept 4 clean sheets as well. So, like Daniel was saying to me the other day, this looks like it's just going to be pure and absolute cagey.
Yeah, I think all the playoff games will. I think most of the, if not all of the playoff games, are going to be very low scoring. They'll both be nervous. Greece won't want to get hammered. Croatia will want to take the home advantage into the away leg, but I can't. I just can't see Greece losing by more than 2 goals.
Got a stat for you.
Go on.
Croatia have never beaten Greece in Croatia. Never beat. They've played each other 6 times, and Croatia have only won once in Greece in 1997.
I think I read as well that the 3 times they've met in Croatia, they've all been draws, right?
That would be exactly right. Yes.
Nice. It's amazing they play each other so much. Croatia's not even that old of a country.
Yeah, true.
Right, sure. I think we're done with that one then. The Asian handicap looks to be the best thing there. And we'll go to Belfast, to Windsor Park, where Northern Ireland are taking on Switzerland. Now, lads, what do you think of this? Are we going here for the Ulster men, or do you think the Swiss can pull off something in Belfast?
Oh, I don't know. Dan, do you want to go first on this one?
I think this is going to be another cagey game, but I'm backing the boys in green. I think it's going to be a cauldron in Belfast. I think it's going to be a really, really tough place for Switzerland to go. No, Switzerland did pick up 27 points in qualifying, but look who they were playing. They were playing, Moldova, Faroe Islands. They bottled qualification in the last game. They lost to Portugal. And I like this Northern Irish team. Okay, there's no big stars, and for example, their main one of their big strikers, Carl Lafferty, can't get a game for love and money. But they're a team. They're an actual proper team. Michael O'Neill's got them playing together really well. I put a tip on this when I did the video with Paddy. Northern Ireland not to lose, so plus half goal, 1.6, plus 1.66. Yeah, I think it's a great bet.
Yeah, no, I've gone for the same. I got 1.69. Yeah, I'm with you. I just think the fans are going to be obviously the 12th man. Pardon the cliche, but Northern Ireland's are great at home, and Switzerland, yes, they are. I think the highest ranked team in the competition, on FIFA ranking in playoffs.
Yeah,
FIFA rankings, I think. But they've got no Giroud or Barami. They're both out injured, so they'll be looking. Who they got, Shaqiri. I just don't think on that type of pitch either. It's going to be very hard fought game. It's going to be It's going to be very physical. I think. I'm not sure that's going to suit Switzerland because they strike me as a team that like to play a bit of football, and I just don't think that's going to happen at Windsor Park.
Well, when I think of physical, I think of a Swiss player actually, one of the most overrated players in the Premier League for my money, Granit Xhaka.
Oh, oh no, Brendan's not Swiss, is he?
No, it's Danish. Granit Xhaka. Who, I don't rate him at all for Arsenal. I don't know what they paid 35 million for.
Yeah, I don't think
he can get he can get wound up, and he does get sent off, and it might be one of those games where he struggles to maintain his temperament. I've got a stat for you. Northern Ireland have played Switzerland twice in Northern Ireland.
Yep,
and won them both.
Oh, very good.
Interesting.
But once was in '64, and once was in '98. They last played each other in 2004 in Switzerland, and it was a 0-0 draw.
Okay, yeah, that's a good stat. I've got another one for you. Northern Ireland actually managed, bar England. England were the only team that managed more clean sheets in qualifying than Northern Ireland. So for me, I think it will be either a 0-0 or a sneaky 1-0 win for Northern Ireland. I think O'Neill's already come out and said that he doesn't think his side are going to win a high-scoring game, so he'll be set up very defensively. So there won't be many goals.
Yeah, I think they learned a lot from their experience in the Euros. Losing Poland on the first day, then they beat Ukraine, and then they lost. They were really good against Germany. They only lost 1-0 to Germany. And then they qualified for the last 16 and lost to Wales in possibly the most boring game that has ever been played between nations. But at home up in Windsor Park, they only lost to Germany. They lost 3-1. They still managed to score against them this time. So and they got the scalp of the Czech Republic. Okay, they're not as good as they were. The same with Norway. Although Norway did improve as the qualification went on. But Yeah, I think that they can definitely get a 1-0 here. I think this is their shot, and then just go over to Geneva then and just defend like hell.
They need to. If they don't win this game, they're going to find it very hard in the second leg.
Yeah.
9 clean sheets in their last 12 home games, including that 1-0. That includes that 1-0 defeat to Germany as well, which wasn't really a home game, was it? So 9 in 11 clean sheets.
Mm.
That's an astonishingly good home record.
It's like there's like an old Italian national team, you know.
I think McGovern's still keeper, isn't he? But I think Roy Carroll's still in the squad for Northern Ireland, isn't he? He's about 42 or something silly.
40.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they've got like the whole West Bromwich Albion. It seems like they've got West Bromwich Albion in defence. Johnny Aarons, Gareth McCauley, Aaron Hughes, Chris Bruns.
Aaron Hughes. How old's Aaron Hughes? He's getting on as well.
36, 38.
Wow.
38, yeah.
I mean, I think they got Paddy McNair back. He's been out for nearly a year, so that'd be quite important for them.
Yeah, he played for Sunderland the other day, so yeah, he's fit.
Yeah.
He's back in the squad.
I think it'd be a good one. I'd certainly love for them to qualify again because the fans they were excellent in France, whatever, year and a half ago. So it'd be great if they were in get to Russia as well. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Right then, I think we'll leave that then. So we're hoping for a Northern Ireland win, and we'll move on to Sweden are at home to Italy, and Daniel and I, we had a difference of opinion about this. So Daniel, let us know what you think.
Yeah, I've gone for Sweden not to lose this as well. I got 1.63, so that's plus half goal in the Asian handicap. I'm just not convinced by Italy away from home. They lost. I'm trying to remember the games. They lost 3-0 to Spain. They only just got past Macedonia 3-2, if you remember. And Sweden are a good home side. Yes, they don't have Zlatan anymore, but they are a good side now. I can't see. It's funny. I was talking to Marco, our Italian guy, today, and like it's very much seen as the last, as Operation Last Chance for Italy, and I don't think they're as confident as you think they would be. The last time Italy played in Sweden was 1998. They lost that game. The last time they played it in Sweden before that, in 1987, they lost. And the time before that, they played them in 83. They lost that as well. So I'm trying to find the last time they beat... it was 1950 they last beat Sweden in Sweden.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I had a stat of lost just once in the last 8 at home to Italy, but 1950. It's a long time. But it's Italy, though. Surely it's they just don't fail to qualify, do they? They'll be there.
Actually, I've got another stat for you here. If Italy do qualify, it'll be the 15th time they've qualified directly. They've qualified for the World Cup without going through as holders or as hosts, which is a record on the whole world.
Wow, there you go. I mean, for me, I'm kind of I couldn't separate the two sides, so I've actually gone for the draw at 3.01, which I thought was pretty good value. Yes, Sweden are good at home against Italy, and they're a good side. With Italy, it's hard because a few years ago they had so many superstars, but now I'm not sure they've got that many. They've not got that many stars. You think of Italy over the years, and you can pick out at least half a dozen world-class players, but who have they got now? Probably they've got Buffon in goal, obviously, and maybe Bonucci and maybe Immobile.
And Insigne as well.
Yeah, but is Insigne world-class? Is Immobile world-class? I don't know. I think this will be potentially a draw, and they'll do it in Italy, but it'll be a very, very tough game. I mean, thing for me, Sweden manager's already come out and said that they're already winners getting to the playoffs because they didn't think they'd get through the group. So I don't know whether that's reverse psychology, like trying to take the pressure off his players or not. But yeah, for me, it's a draw.
Yeah, it could be. Look, I had a couple of things as well. Sweden had scored 18 at home but 8 of them were against Luxembourg, so it averages about 3.6 goals per game, and Italy's average was 2.2 per game. So I was looking at both teams to score, and when I was looking at prices, it was 2.15. I think you can't not look at that when both teams have been scoring so well. You know, the only problem is that Sweden didn't concede a lot of goals at home, whereas Italy did. Italy conceded about 1.2 goals per game. Sweden only conceded 2 over the whole campaign. But I still think it's Italy. You know,
it's what I'm
get
thinking.
one from anything and from nothing.
And Simone Zaza, the West Ham legend, is back in the Italy squad.
We'll never forget that penalty, will we?
Oh, blimey, that penalty was hilarious.
Bless him. Anything else, lads? You want to move on?
Let's move on.
Yep, let's move on.
So the big one then, we have Denmark against Martin O'Neill's Ireland. So let me give you some stats here of what I found. Denmark finished behind Poland, but they lost to Montenegro at home. They scored 10, so that's 2 per game, and they conceded. What I'm saying, they only conceded 3. Ireland finished behind Serbia, just ahead of Wales. They got through because of the match in Wales, which was pretty much a playoff. 4 wins and 1 draw away from home. Scored 8, which I was surprised at. So 1.6 per game, which is pretty good for Ireland. They've only conceded 4, so like it doesn't get really much tighter. I don't know, lads. Like as an Irishman, I'd love to see. Like I think Ireland would be happy with a. They'd be really happy with a 1-1 or a 2-1 loss. They'd be happy as well because they know they'd have the away goals. So I was kind of looking at both teams to score. But the thing is, Ireland, they can get the odd goal, but they can't depend on one person to score, which is a big problem.
Well, you used to depend heavily on Robbie Keane, didn't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, but with Denmark, I personally think Denmark are a bit of a one-man team. Like, take Christian Eriksen out the side, I don't think they're very good. So it'd be interesting to see. And another thing that I saw, which could, I don't know, like Ireland might be a bit cagey here, is that 10 players are on a yellow card.
Yeah.
So get booked, they're going to miss the second leg. It's crazy.
Nasty,
10 players.
It's a
I don't know if that's going to affect anything, but yeah, I've actually gone, betting wise, I've actually gone Ireland plus 0.5 on the Asian handicap, so not to lose it. Quite a generous 2.10.
That's the thing, like they are pretty good on the road. It's the Dublin form that lets them out. And one of the commentators on Irish radio was saying he thinks it's because the Irish players don't play for top teams anymore. Like during the 80s and 90s, they all played for Man United and Liverpool and Everton, and they were good and whatnot. But now they're all playing for the second string or the second half of the table teams in the Premier League, or else they're down in the Championship, or some of them are even lower. So they don't experience any real pressure. And then when they're playing at home in front of 60,000 screaming Irish fans, they can't really cope with it. That's what his argument was, and it's hard to disagree with him.
It's quite an interesting point, because who is the most highly. Who's at the best club in that squad?
Who's at the biggest club?
Kieran Clark, maybe Newcastle. I can't think of
the biggest fan-wise. Yeah, well, the lads at Burnley are in the highest position, but Burnley are club. Oh, it's a Shane Long of Southampton, also not a big club. Everton, James McCarthy, but he's not playing, and Seamus Coleman.
Yeah, James McCarthy's out, isn't he?
Yeah, McCarthy's out. Coleman's out as well. Still, he won't be back for a while. Yeah, so it was a good argument. It's a point I hadn't really thought of before, but I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, and Shane Long, you're probably going to be relying on him to bag a few goals, but he can't score this season, can he?
He couldn't score on a bank holiday.
Less chance of scoring in Copenhagen than you.
Prove me wrong, Shane. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, Dan, what have you gone for on this one?
Exactly the same as you.
Oh,
exactly the same as you. One thing that interested me was when we talked on the video before, Paddy was telling me that Ireland have this this kind of tactic where they look to nick a goal early and then defend it. It's not always successful because their defence isn't as great as it could be. But you know, they have that's what they do, and I've got a feeling, like you say, you look at the Danish team, and yeah, you know, Christian Eriksen, fantastic player, and I know you sort of already said he's overrated, Lord Nicholas Bentner, but I actually quite like him, and I think he's actually rediscovered his form at Rosenborg. You know,
I don't think it's hard to get a bit of form for them.
Oh, that's harsh on Norwegian football. That's harsh. But, you know, Kasper Schmeichel in goal as well. They've got a good goalkeeper.
True.
What's interesting about the Danish team, okay, so they picked a Brentford centre-back, Andreas Bjelland, and they've completely missed Christensen, who's in Chelsea first team.
That's mental.
It's crazy, and I've seen a little bit of Chelsea recently. Christensen looks fine to me. I'd pick him.
I wonder if it's an age thing. He's quite young, isn't he? He's only about 21.
Christensen's 21, Bjelland's 29.
Yeah,
but you know, I'd be picking Bjelland. I would be picking Christensen over Bjelland.
Sure. I saw that Simon Kjær got an injury the other day against Barcelona, so it'd be interesting to see whether their captain plays or not.
It's. Like you say, it's going to be another cagey game. Going back to the head-to-heads, it was 1984, the last time the Republic of Ireland lost in Denmark, 3-0. And they've only lost twice in Denmark in 6 games. So last time they played in Denmark was in 2007, and the boys in green won 4-0.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
Can't see that happening, but yeah, impressive.
I can't see it happening, but you know, you can dream, can't you?
Yeah, certainly. Look, I think they can do it, but like before I had looked at the stats, I would have said no way. But looking at their away form over this campaign and other ones as well, like Man United has made them really tough to beat away. They really screwed up against Georgia in that match, but they didn't lose, you know, and they're really tough to beat. I hope there's a positive result anyway. 1-1. Most Irish people will take that. Even a 2-1, I think most of us will take that as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
It's one of those, you know, you keep it tight for the first 60 minutes, and the Danish fans might start getting a bit frustrated. So
yeah, exactly. Right then, anything? Any of the other matches that you want to look at, lads, from the campaign, or do you want to talk a bit about the Premier League, about the state of the table?
I read an interesting thing with New Zealand playing Peru, aren't they, in the in the playoff, and apparently over 600,000 Peru civilians have applied for a ticket for the second leg.
No way! Yeah. That's amazing.
That's incredible.
That's genius. That's great.
Obviously, I hope Winston Reid and New Zealand qualify personally, but
Chris Wood as well.
Chris Wood, yeah. Birmingham.
Yeah, of course. Who scored one of the best goals I've ever watched. So I'm all for New Zealand to win that game. The interesting thing I read was people going on about Mourinho being flawed at Man United. Man United second in the table, but apparently he's flawed and the team's not good enough. I wish I supported a team that was not that good.
Oh, blimey, so do I.
Second in the league.
You know, I think it's all come about because this stat that Mourinho can't beat top 6 teams, and they're saying about like when they played Chelsea, they went a goal down, he brought on Fellaini, and Fellaini was just like, you know what you're getting with Fellaini. He's not really a striker, you know, he's just a mass of hair and arms and elbows and whatnot. But I can't believe that Mourinho's getting all this flack. I really can't. Okay, so he's not very good against top 6 teams. Man United are second in the table, and they're second to a Man City team that I think will be top of the table any year in the last 20 years.
Yeah. You
know, Man City this year are freakishly good. Man United have got, you know, I don't get this witch hunt almost from Mourinho. I mean, I know he's a bit of an arse. And I know that, you know, sometimes he's antagonistic, and like when he left Chelsea, he was pretty horrible. But you know, Man United fans need to give their heads a wobble. Look at how they were under Louis van Gaal. Look at how they were under David Moyes.
What a guy!
What a guy!
No hero.
And you know, it's like, what more? You know, are you really this fickle? I saw something about them saying like, okay, they've spent 31 million on Lindelof and he's not really playing. They spent 37 million on Mkhitaryan and he doesn't really fit the system. But that's the way things go. Sometimes transfers don't work out.
Yeah, maybe their fans are looking at it like City are just that much better than them now, so they're worried that the gap is widening.
Yeah, but I think this Man City team will it be able to do it for more than 1 year? Because by the end of the year, I'm sure someone's going to try and pick off one or two of the better players, like the Barcelonas, the PSGs, with their hundreds of millions of euros.
Quite possibly.
And, it could happen. It's like Harry Kane and Spurs, isn't it? I could see Harry Kane getting picked off from Spurs eventually.
I kind of hope, he might go abroad to one of the bigger teams, but I kind of hope he stays and tries to beat Alan Shearer's record, to be honest. I'd like to see that happen.
Yeah, I'd like to see it happen too. But, it's I'm just looking at the Premier League table now. And, I bet if I was a Crystal Palace fan, I'd be like, I want these Mourinho problems. Thank you very much.
I think for United fans, they want to be fighting for the title again. And if you look at the last 4 games, if you just take the start of the season away, you look at the last 4 games, they are having a bit of problem. They're in a bit of trouble. They drew United, they lost to drew Liverpool, lost to Huddersfield, and obviously lost to Chelsea recently. So they're not in the best of form at the moment.
I think that stat that Dan was talking about, Mourinho getting flack for not beating the top 4, it's top 6 now, top 16. The thing is that a lot of people don't put into that stat that he mostly has positive results at home. It's just away, and if you look at the stats of say Chelsea away, Tottenham away, Arsenal away over the years, okay, maybe not Arsenal because they've always had Wenger. They don't always have these great results away as well. If you're playing the best teams, you're not going to win all the time. I mean, I'm not standing up for Mourinho here. I don't particularly like his way of playing football. But saying that, he wins trophies, and that's his job. His job is for the team to win trophies, and if he delivers on that, then he's doing well. I mean, Man United could win the FA Cup and the Champions League this year.
It's true. Yeah, they could.
I think the other thing to talk about is who's going to be the next Everton boss.
Ancelotti.
I thought it was going to be Alex.
What's
the betting saying?
I don't know. I mean, people are saying that David Unsworth, the longer it goes on, David Unsworth could have a chance.
No, I think, unfortunately, I just don't think he's got it in him.
Yeah, well.
Hang on. I'm looking at the next betting here. David Unsworth's gone into 1.4.
Told you.
Wow.
I would be pretty sad about that if I was an Everton fan.
I mean,
I know that Simeone was their top target, but
that was ridiculous.
Can't see that happening.
Who come out and said that? Was that just like lazy journalism?
It was supposed to be Mashiri. Mashiri's top target was Simeone.
Okay.
According to Sky Sports.
Wow.
And talking about Mashiri, did you see the stuff about him and the Arsenal guy, Alisher Usmanov, being very heavily linked together? And there are questions over the independence of the ownership of Everton.
Ooh. That's interesting.
Tell us more.
So, I don't know if you know, but in the last week, there's been another massive leak of documents from one of these tax havens. It's been dubbed the Paradise Papers.
Yeah.
It's a firm called Appleby, I believe, who had their stuff leaked. And as part of it, there's a lot of documents relating to Mashiri and Usmanov's investment in, Usmanov's investment in Arsenal, Mashiri's investment in Everton. And Mashiri was an employee of Usmanov, very much so an employee. So there are questions. The Premier League could well be asking questions about Mashiri's takeover of Everton, whether it is like 100% kosher, whether it is 100% independent.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What exactly could they do if they find something bad? They can't take the club from him or anything, can they?
No, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I would have thought the worst thing they could do if Everton had broken the Premier League rules is kick him out.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So I'm looking at the BBC article now. So in 2007, Usmanov and Mashiri bought a 14% stake in Arsenal, which between Mashiri insisted he pay for his shares, but the documents in the Paradise Papers suggest the source of his wealth was a gift from Alisher Usmanov.
A gift?
Yeah, I know. 2007 to 2013, they upped the stake to 30%. On the 26th of February 2016, Mashiri sold half his shares to Usmanov, which he then used that cash to buy controlling stake in Everton the next day. The Everton deal is administered by Bridgewater's, an Isle of Man company with links to Alisher Usmanov. Now, the Premier League rules states that an individual who owns one club cannot hold a single share in another. And that's the problem, is that there's, people are saying, oh, well, Usmanov, who owns 30% of Arsenal, has a stake in Everton, which would be massively against the rules. And I think it would be a case of sell or they get kicked out.
Well, but Stan Kroenke, I was looking at that laughing, isn't he?
Yeah, probably. I mean, in January, Everton's training ground, Finch Farm, is being sponsored by a company called USM Holdings, owned by Alisher Usmanov.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's really, really sketchy. And
they're going to look into it.
Yeah, I mean, it could easily all be absolutely kosher above board, but it looks sketchy. It just looks sketchy.
Back to the Everton job though. So David Unsworth is a favourite. Then Sam Allardyce, Sean Dyche, Marco Silva. Marco Silva's not going to leave Watford. Why would he? Sean Dyche would be an idiot to leave Burnley.
The thing is, Sean Dyche would be an idiot to leave Burnley, but is he kind of thinking he's taken Burnley as far as he can? How much better can they get? I'm not sure.
But then, Martin, why not stay until the end of the season? Like, he has a good thing with Burnley, and just say, right, I'll come in. If you leave Unsworth where he is, I'll come in then at the end, and I'll take over as long as you stay in the Premier League. Otherwise, no way.
I think that's probably what might happen. Unsworth might get the job, but only to the end of the season, and then look for a more permanent replacement.
I don't know. I mean,
I think Allardyce will keep him up.
Should kind of be happy with that because it's a tough gig being a Premier League manager. I wouldn't wish it on an enemy. Like, it's just it's a hard job. I'd be happy to be getting paid a good bit of money to look after your under 21s, and no one really cares how you do.
I know what you mean, but I don't know. I'm surprised Unsworth's that short, because I know obviously they beat Watford the other day, but for me, Watford threw that away rather than Everton being any good.
And they missed an injury time penalty.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like 101st minute or something silly.
Dan showed me that in work. Yeah, I didn't even realise.
Yeah, I'm so mad at Watford. Never backing them again. My new rule with backing Watford is cash out on 70 minutes.
But like on Sean Dyche, like Burnley are 7th. Like, how much can they keep this going, and how long for? Is Christmas really going to screw them over when they get all these fixtures in together? Because, obviously they're not playing European football, so they're only playing, every Saturday or every Sunday, only once a week. Like, the teams all above them are playing twice a week. They'll probably catch up to Burnley.
I don't know. I think Burnley, they're not going to finish where they are now. Let's be honest about that. But I certainly think they could probably finish top 10, maybe 10th or something like that. They'll probably beat. I've got Swansea next, didn't they? They'll probably beat them, and then they're certainly not. They're safe already. They're halfway there. I don't think they'll have any problems, but they've actually got a pretty good run coming up. Yeah, they've got. Just looking at their fixtures now, they got Arsenal at home, which who's to say they won't get anything out of that? But take that out, they've got Bournemouth, then they've got Swansea and Bournemouth, they've got Leicester, Watford, Stoke, Brighton. They don't play another half decent side until Spurs just before Christmas. So
that's a lovely set of fixtures, in fairness. Yeah.
I mean, top half finish.
Don't leave, Sean. Don't leave. Please don't leave. I mean, I could make the same argument about Newcastle, though. Newcastle, Rafa has them, solid, barely solid anyway. Okay, they lost the last game, but they're only playing every Saturday. Everything's okay. They've plenty of time to prepare for every match, and sure, give Rafa time to prepare, and he will prepare well.
Yep. That's true. Although I did call the Bournemouth game last weekend.
Oh yeah, well done.
You convinced me not to back it as well with your Rafa stat.
Oh yeah, that Rafa stat was mental. But yeah, that scared me a little bit. But I don't know. Newcastle are so hit and miss. They've only scored 10 goals this season. They're not banging in goals. So be interesting to see how they do. Like you say, in the December Christmas period.
Yeah, it'd be great if they got Mitrovic back playing like in his first season. You know, just full of anger and elbows and scoring goals left, right, and centre as well. But from what I hear, he's not very happy there, and Rafa doesn't particularly like his attitude. Martin, what about West Ham then? So are you over the moon? I can tell from your excitement today that you're very happy about the appointment of David Moyes.
You know what? I'm not over the moon because I don't know. It's more a board thing than Slaven Bilic being rubbish. I didn't want Slaven Bilic to go. He's club's in his heart, and he was doing everything he could, but he was fighting a losing battle, unfortunately. So he was going to go eventually. But they brought in David Moyes, who had a go at Sunderland, and he's probably similar situation to we are now. Coming at Sunderland and went down with them. So I'm not going to prejudge, as much as I'm not too hopeful that we're going to set the world alight. Now he's been appointed, I think he'll keep us up, and I'm a little bit encouraged by what I've heard in the last day or two, that apparently the training sessions are 10 times better than they were since the start of the season. And players have realised they're unfit, so they're working extra hard to get back to full fitness. So it'd be interesting to see how we do over the Christmas period, because we got a ridiculous run coming up. I can't remember who it is now, but yeah, I'd be very surprised if we're out the relegation zone by Christmas. So it's, for me, what we do in the new year. So yeah, see how he does. See who he brings in. Like January, he might bring in some new faces.
How do you see, Daniel? How do you see him fitting in at West Ham?
You see, I'm in agreement with Martin about the board. The board of West Ham used to be the board of Birmingham City, and they didn't leave us in the best of. It wasn't great, put it that way, and a lot of people still hate them, and I understand why West Ham fans don't like them too. We could have had David Moyes as our boss, and I would have liked him at Birmingham City, but we're a whole different kettle of fish, a whole different ball game to West Ham. I think West Ham fans, the biggest thing that would concern me, that there's this whole playing the West Ham way, and I think you've got to kind of throw that away and play to win.
I don't think there is any West Ham way anymore.
Yeah, this whole oh yeah, we want to see nice, expressive football. Absolute codswallop. You want to see them win. You need wins and points now. I'm not sure if Moyes is the right person to do that, but who else was it going to be?
Well, that's the thing. Who else was it going to be? I don't think we can attract anyone.
Well, wasn't there rumours of 4 other managers that they apparently turned them down? I saw the BBC gossip column this morning. I think it was in the Sun newspaper. Obviously take this with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it.
Is Ancelotti on that list? Because I heard that he got asked first, but didn't want it.
Yeah, Ancelotti was on that list.
Yeah.
There was others as well of that sort of ilk. And it's like, really? And you know what Gold and Sullivan are like for saying, oh yeah, we were going to sign X, we were going to sign Y. I mean, look at the William Carvalho thing. What happened about that?
Right, that was horrendous. Yeah.
So I'd be reluctant to believe anything about other people coming in. I can't find who. I know. Ancelotti was one of them that was mentioned. But
I'd love to see him back in the Premier League. I love Ancelotti. I think he's brilliant. He's really underrated. He's won a ton of Champions Leagues, and he just goes about his business kind of quietly and just wins matches. I really like him, and I think his head could have been turned by the chance to live in London again and earn a packet. But I think the problem with West Ham is that not owning the stadium is quite a draw. It's quite a minus, with money.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, look, it's done and dusted now. We've got Moyes. We've got to get on with it. But I'm worried that the first few games, the fans are going to get on his back, because I'm just looking at December fixtures. The first 3 games in December: Man City away, Chelsea at home, Arsenal at home. I mean, we'll be lucky to get anything out of any of those 3.
Ouch.
And then it's Stoke away. That's not easy. And Newcastle, Bournemouth, and Spurs. Go on.
I just found the other 3. Apparently, the other 3 to turn down West Ham were Dyche, Koeman, and Paulo Sousa.
Paulo Sousa. That's a random one.
Yeah.
What's he doing these days?
I don't know, actually. It was quite a random name. I've not seen that one for a while.
Coaching in China.
Yeah. Tianjin Quanjian.
Yeah.
By saying that when you're drunk. He's not been there long either.
Has he only just... How long's he been there? Unless he's just been appointed. Not sure.
Well, he only left Fiorentina on the 6th of June.
Yeah.
So, he's not been there long.
Yeah, Dyche, like we discussed with Everton, Dyche is never going to come because I think he'll stick it out to the end of the season with Burnley at least. And the one I wanted personally was Marco Silva because I rate him highly. But again, he's doing same at Watford. He probably won't do anything till the end of the season. So it was always going to be hard to attract anyone half decent at this stage of the season. But who would want it? Who would want it?
It's a strange one because you think it would be a good fit for anyone because big stadium, lots of fans. There is money there, but not as much money as probably should be. But plus it's in London. That's a draw for lots of people as well. So I know it's a strange one.
I think a lot of people.
I think we'll wrap it up then. So Martin, can you remind us where we can find you on the internet?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter under at ProTipster.en. Manage the English and UK account, so find me on there.
Daniel, where are you on the internet?
ProTipster Dan. Yeah, you can follow me there.
Original
name, yeah. I won't give you my Tinder signing because I have less success than Paddy in Copenhagen. But yeah, I'm ProTipster Dan on Twitter.
Good, and you can find me then. ProTipster IRL. Look, thanks everyone for listening. This podcast will soon be out on iTunes and Android podcast apps as well. Make sure and check out ProTipster.com where you can earn money by sharing your tips and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily videos, previews, and podcasts. Take it easy. We'll be back next week. Good luck.